kind of an appeal of a lot of RPGs is that you get absorbed into unique worlds that that you almost kind of see yourself in, or in many ways just kind of feel like a new home or whatever. And the problem with areas like this is they feel very specifically like warped, weird areas. And that would be fine, except honestly a lot of these warped areas, they look cool, and a lot of them are really stylized, but they feel lifeless. That would be fine. Actually, no. You'd think, oh, well, that kind of goes into the theme. Ooh, a golden one. That goes into the theme of, you know, people almost, like, kind of in a way ignoring who they are and being almost soulless, if you will. But I noticed a lot of the best games where the environments feel soulless are the ones that made it feel like it used to have something, or there's still life hidden in there. Or the other one, which is also kind of awesome, is it's coming for you, nigga. So if you can do one of those things, then it can feel rewarding to be in that world, because it's like, wow, look at all this stuff. Again, building an environment in a world is kind of tricky, and that's what this game didn't quite do right. Like, Iniba, I like Iniba, but it doesn't feel like a town. It feels like a place I just passively visit to check for random supplies. Like, I didn't play a lot of it. I just sort of derped around in the first half hour of it with a character named So Hot, but I played a little bit of Persona 3, and I can tell you right now, I already kind of feel like that little school, it already feels like a more alive place than most of the places in Iniba. So there's something in the center of this area. Ready, Senpai? Yeah. And even the worlds that feel like personalities that are out there, it feels like something someone created and then just left there. And that could be fine, except they left it there and then copied it 20,000 times. I don't care how creative something is. You see it 20,000 times, you're gonna think it's kind of dull after a while. Anyway, let's see. This guy... I have no idea what Goldenrite does. These guys are weak to ice, so I can take care of them with Teddy. But this guy... Majito La. So it looks like this guy's gonna be a... this guy's gonna start inflicting status effects. But at least he has a nice suit, so he's nice. Alright. Teddy can hit the snake with ice attacks. I gotta start testing for type advantages, otherwise things could get really bad really fast. Alright, so it looks like Harmony Giant repels wind. And wow, the snake already died. Holy crap, was he weak to it? No, he isn't, otherwise I would have repeated the turn. Alright. Naoto. Alright. I'm gonna try light damage. I'm likely to come across these guys multiple times. So, planning ahead. Ooh, alright, so type advantage. But Naoto is now very low on SP, so... yeah. Let's see. Yeah. And I also have to mention that these monsters that I'm fighting, these shadows, if you will, I think this is sort of a problem with a lot of turn-based RPGs where, because you're constantly going into these almost secluded areas, they kind of feel like they exist in their own world, which is within this world, which is within the TV, if that makes any sense. Seth! Wow! Our old buddy Seth is back! Fuck! And I missed. I missed. So... oh, wow. That's Teddy's last ability? Teddy's last ability is Ice Hamp, of all things? I mean, I know the buff is excellent, but... it's very bizarre that the buff is like... well, or the last ability is the buff. It kind of reminds me of when, like, I don't remember if it's still the case, but I remember thinking it was bizarre that Scyther's the last move Scyther learns is Sword Dance, and keep in mind that was before I knew shit about competitive battling. Fuck. So, yeah. Tanks! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay, so it looks like these guys primarily do physical attacks. These tanks have a consistency to. Oh god, they use lightning. Huh. Oh wait, I'm using Naoto. Alright. With these guys, if I can kill them in one turn, it would be immeasurably helpful. So I'm gonna test Dark and Light on these guys and hope they don't reflect. Well, actually, if they reflect, it's not a problem. Okay, well, it looks like they're all susceptible, but they're not. They're all susceptible, but they're not weak, and that's not reliable enough. So I'm gonna have to test Ice. Looks like we're gonna be dealing with a great deal of variety among this group, and I probably should have defended with Teddy in retrospect because he's weak to lightning, and that seems to be exactly what that tank uses. All right. So the double-edged sword here. Alright, just in case he reflects physical, I'm going to go to someone who does that as well. So, Barong, and... Alright, good. Okay, so... Alright, all corners. And yes, I may be complaining a lot in this game, but I'm trying to do constructive criticism more as sort of a breakdown of this game. And it was because, like, I think I've said this a million times. I have ideas that could go entire series, but I'm too lazy to get anything off the start. Like, I had this idea for a series. It's called, like, What Went Wrong or something. I don't even know what I don't even know what it's called. I didn't get a title. But basically the idea was look at sequels of games that were critically panned or fan panned, and look at the original and see what could have made the impact on the fans less harsh. And when you get down to it, you have to kind of ask, what do the fans like about these games? You know, and so I kind of thought to myself, well, what do I think about a game I'm playing right now? Which, the first one that popped in my mind, because I'm making so many videos about it, is Persona 4. And wait, what the heck? And when I thought about it, I was like, well, why do I like this game? And I'm like, well, the characters and the combat is at least okay, you know. And it's like, well, what would I make a sequel out of? And I would be like, well, characters, but I would try to retain that core of the strong characterization and more complex storytelling. But what would I have to take out? Or what would I have to change to... Because you can't just do the same thing. Unless, like... you can't quite do the same thing. And if you do, you have to be really goddamn good at the rest of it. Like, this is sort of my thing with Mega Man, where people have argued that Mega Man 4, 5, and 6, like, people say, oh, those are lame games, but people said, well, you're looking at it not from the wrong perspective. It's like, the gameplay is just there to be okay. The highlight is seeing all the creative characters and imaginative designs, as well as the excellent music. You know, and when you see that, and when you have it in that perspective, it's like, the game is just there to send you in a hour-long journey through basically an art gallery. And so, like, you can skimp on the gameplay because that you can change the gameplay really as much as you want. Or no, you can change the game as little or as much as you want. You won't hear fan outcry until you suck at the things they really asked for. And you know, I've played, this is only my second Persona game that I've played. The other one being Devil Survivor. Devil Survivor had very likable characters. Even the girl who would whine and cry was at least likably enough so that you could at least understand her being kind of overwhelmed. Hey, that one has fire. but and the actual plot, the core plot, was actually very good. So that's what I would ask for another game from the series. You know, good characters and very good plot. This game has good plot, very good characters. And there's oftentimes that, and that's kind of what you need to have with a lot of these series connections. Like, with Mario, it's basically elaborate obstacle courses with Mario games for a while, with graphics that could feel that kind of go the entire gambit of emotions, with a variety of levels, very bright, colorful designs, and a game where at the end of the day you're supposed to feel happy that you won, if you will. You know, you wouldn't expect a dark, sad ending to Mario, and if it did, you would have to do it really fucking well for the fans to accept it. Of course, that's always a thing. Like, if your series has nothing to do with the original game, you have to do a damn good job in order for fans to be very forgiving of that. A very good example of this is Resident Evil 4. Now, Resident Evil 4 did get a lot of hatred from the very hardcore Resi fans who wanted something more in line with Remake and Resident Evil 2. However, most of them still agreed Resident Evil 4 was a very, very well-made game. It just wasn't what they were looking for. And again, of course, then there's the opposite problem. When it's too much the same, it's like, well, then why wouldn't I just play this? Or if the one thing that they might have been looking forward to, like a new twist on the same idea, for example, cooperative multiplayer, if it's not implemented right enough, you know, it's like, oh, disappointed! I think I'm spazzing out in all directions, aren't I? Alright. Well, hey, it has fire on it. Maybe he's telling me the weakness. Nope. It's strength. That's what he's telling me.
Careful, light won't do anything to it.
Okay. Does this guy fire? Yes, he does, actually. Who drains fire? No, I think most of my guys are actually weak to it. Yeah, my guys are. So I'll just have this guy. And rush. Oh, whoa. That was lucky. Fire sword. Actually, nothing beats fire sword. I'm just gonna get that guy. I believe his name is Cert. And I might have gotten that guy before. I believe I did. Schadenfreude. Belfagor. Sorry, bro. Alright, so I got the golden barrel.
Have I gotten a little stronger?
Alright. Is there really any benefit to having Rise level up at this point? I don't believe there is. It's like, she has all those stats and they're meaningless. Alright. So what do we got in this treasure box? I think this is the idea of the game, that this is more the idea of discovery and exploration. But a lot of times, maybe I kind of know what they're trying to do, like the variable thing, where it's like, oh, it isn't always great, but when it is great, you fucking jump for joy. Well, the thing is, with a lot of these items, you don't really know how useful they are, because a lot of times you just use them and it's like, oh, they suck, or they don't do as much as you'd hope.
Careful, guys.
You know.
Electricity should do the trick.
But I guess that has to do with weapons and most items not really doing all that much, except for armor in this game. If like you go into a treasure chest and all of a sudden found Lucifer persona, that would have me jumping for joy, but that would also be completely ridiculous. Alright. Anyway, let's see. So I have no idea what Golden Blight is. But all of these guys can take fire damage. So... And do I have Media Han? Yes, I do. So yeah. Yukiko, I can't remember. Yeah, Yukiko, I believe, is continuously recharging SP, so I can have her do a much more offensive attack. And I believe, I've heard people say she has the highest, like, I was gonna say special attack. I meant magic stat or whatever it's called. I don't know about that, but it is quite nice. Alright. So, let's see. So wind and lightning will not work continuously, so I gotta use ice or fire. Okay. So who can I actually use for that? So I could also choose to use a physical attack. However, those are not always the most reliable. So again, looks like I'm gonna have to go with Loki and use Bufu Dai. Alright, my guy has a million ways of recharging SP, so I really don't worry about using certain ways. Alright, sweet. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, like, honestly, with me, I'm not even that... I do, like, explore these levels way too much, considering how little the rewards are. It's more of a compulsive thing. Like, I guess this has to do with my mindset, where I'm not really enjoying this, exploring this area that much, because it doesn't feel that absorbing. It doesn't feel that artistically pleasing. It did at first, but then, you know, the more time you spend, and it's not like something as absorbing as, say, Metroid Prime, where that could be very aesthetically pleasing, because after a while it just starts to feel like you're home. Ooh, new enemy.
That one's totally weak.
Alright. So... Alright, so, yeah, test light.
Come on, this fight's not over.
I already forgot what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. So, okay, this guy's susceptible, or the other guy is susceptible. Not weak, but susceptible. Wait, what was it? What did this guy use?
You can win this.
Dodge electricity, which may or may not mean he actually is weak to electricity. But, worth trying. Dodge electricity, I don't believe actually means he will dodge it. It just means he has a higher chance. Okay, so he's not weak. So, test everything. I believe we got this guy from behind, so... I'll have plenty of time, and I can just physically assault him if I need to. Alright. So, no weaknesses so far, but he's dead. I want to get, what is it? The Spike from 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm just gonna get that guy. I'm just gonna get this dude. And yeah. Obelisk, that's what it's called. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Shit. Oh, whatever. But yeah, exploring this area is more, it's almost like a compulsion I have. I'm sure it might be an exciting compulsion for others, but for me, it's just like a dull thing. It's like, well, might as well. Which is honestly sort of the mindset I had when I was doing a lot of the Margaret missions. I was like, well, I can do it, and I know I will, and I know I can. It's not that I want to, it's that I know it will bother me if I don't. And this guy looks like Randy Savage. Or the outfit looks like Randy Savage. It specifically, what was the Royal Rumble that Yokozuna won? I believe it was 1994. No, 1994 was the year Bret Hart and Davey Boy Smith tied. Oh, not Davey Boy Smith, Lex Luger. 1993 was the year that Yokozuna won the Royal Rumble. In that Royal Rumble, Randy Savage was the last one eliminated. And he wore an outfit that used almost that exact same color palette. I'm pretty sure he had bigger shoulders, though. And actual bones. But what will this guy have? Or let's see. Crap, looks like he's a status man. I gotta be strong against lightning. Okay, okay, fuck. I'm fucked no matter what. Man. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get a guy. Okay, this is probably better. to have no weaknesses, so I don't get destroyed.
3 of them. Don't give up now. Physical attacks won't work on that.
I could go for wind, but I already made my choice. Might as well start testing the waters. I find it interesting that they chose to represent Loki, of all people, as almost like a vampire. Like, that's always been the strange thing about Loki. They portray him as basically the devil in so many different things, and he's not the devil. He's a troll.
Let's go.
You know. But then again, of course, stories can say whatever they want. So anyway, we got Leotard Minotaur 2 here. So, and it looks like he cannot be hit with physical attacks. So, I'm gonna have to rely on the old magic. Oh my god. Oh shit, shit. I did not mean to push that. I lit my finger in the wrong way because I was adjusting the position on my seat. Ah man. So no physical attacks. I can't do much, so I'm gonna have to guard. This guy. Alright. I'm gonna start testing more. I could go for no weakness again, but still, but it's just not, it might be just faster just to test this. So I'm gonna go to Odin and then have him testing lightning and wind. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be wasting a lot of SP because I'm gonna have to use the multiple wind hitting move. But I think I can make it up. Oh god, he drains it. Alright, so it looks like he's going to do a focus attack, but I have no idea what type of focus attack. Teddy and Naoto being more frail than everybody else, seemingly. I'm going to have them defend, and myself and Yukiko will attack. Okay, he drains fire too. Okay, he drains fire and wind and belches out acid. Okay, lightning. Ooh, looks like I got the right one. Air pile on the enemy. Unthinkable barrel. Oh no, unthinkable metal. What is that, adamantium? Okay, so it looks like I'm about to get the last Teddy upgrade. And from what I understand, these do not stack, so I'm just going to get rid of the ice boost. So now I have the strongest ice attacker in the game. From what I understand, Chie does not get Bufudine, in spite of my previous beliefs that she did. I'm guessing that Chie and Yosuke are to assume the roles of the middle ground guys, the guys who aren't great at one thing, but very good at multiple things. At least until she gets God Hand, at which point I heard she gets broken. But that's always sort of the thing where if you have a strength, you can exploit that one strength to find weaknesses where they would normally not exist. But if you're good at everything, you can be used in multiple situations. It's more the one strength, but everything else is weak, is much more brute force rather than other methods. So I don't know who's actually the more defensive of anybody. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure it's Kanji because he has a way more health. But, you know, having a physical wall who just does nothing but brutal physical attacks, not exactly, like, the best strategy in this game. So, I came across something called a dress. See if... By the way, I think it's hilarious that Naoto, a character who dresses very clearly very masculine, wow, that's freaking unbelievable. That's a very, very good... I would be jumping for joy if I wasn't trying to figure out who the hell I use this on. I'm going to equip it to Yukiko because Yukiko is very much the best, or my personal pick for the best character, or the best combat character. So... Okay. This may be a sign of things that things are about to get really, really bad. And this is a very long pathway. So, oh my god. Turn around. Muck, come on, turn around. I already have 6 Grimers. I can evolve them later. Sneak attack! Alright. So, we got Businessman Doll and a 3rd Minotaur model.
That one's totally weak. Better not live.
Why is it Minotaur 1? Was the other one we fought was like Minotaur, just Minotaur, and then we have Minotaur 1 and then Minotaur 2? Does that mean that the one we fought a dungeon ago was Minotaur 0? So, eyeballs.
No brainer. I'm sure you'll win.
So lightning is that guy's strength. That guy, I'm guessing, is a physical attacker like the other ones have been.
This enemy's weakness is light.
Alright, that one is least weak to light, so I'll have Naoto attack that guy like that. Minotaur is the one I'm wondering how we're going to hit him with. So, I'm actually going to go with brute force physical attacks right now. And it didn't work at all. Alright. So, Naoto. What was this guy's weakness? Light. Alright. So, Naoto, light it up. But now Naoto is low again on SP. Not a good situation. It looks like that Minotaur is quite susceptible to light attacks. Alright. This guy's weak to, or no, completely immune to physical attacks. So I have to look for its weakness, or at least its susceptibility. Something it's susceptible to. That works.